Okay, so we are Go Green Mowing. Yeah. Oh, business. Who are we? We are a group of high school students who generated an idea of lawn mowing by pursuing our passion. We would like to use this idea as a summer job and help our community become more eco-friendly. We will produce a profession grade finish on our community's lawn for a great price. We'll also have a business side that will include the selling of our all-natural fertilizer.
How to stripe. The basics to striping is one simple key: mowing with the sun. This means mowing east to west. Striping is on the sun. The stripes generate that darken the color when the sunlight hits the bent grass.
These are a picture of Owen's stripes.
Those are my stripes.
All natural fertilizer. The fertilizer that dominates the market today is filled with harmful chemicals such as nitrogen when in high amounts. We want to develop a fertilizer that is all natural and eco-friendly. We're going to try to do manure and condense it into small pellets.
This is our equipment needed. So for a lawn mowing business, you could just need lawnmower, but for us, we're going to need 2 lawnmowers. We're going to mow more than 1 lawn at a time. We're going to have an edger, 2 weed eaters, clippers, shears, and other things you use around the yard. Most of our equipment will need gas, so that'll take some of our profit out to pay for that. And we have plenty of people. Right now we have 4. If we're doing 2 lawns, 2 people per lawn, that's enough. But as it grows, we'll get more people. But that many people with that many tools and willing to work, that's enough. That's all we need.
Your workforce.
That's everyone.
Our market is anyone who wants or needs their yard to be mowed. We can mow for anyone. We will especially focus on elderly people with big lawns who yards are too big or unable to do it themselves. We want to mow for anyone near Owen's house or my house, so we don't have to drive very far. This will end up saving us lots of gas money.
Hardships will be the things we have to endure in our first years from getting a feel for the job, and our main problem will be getting customers near our house.
Our goals is to pleasure our customers with good presentable work that makes them happy. The second goal is to be environmentally friendly with the work that we do. We want to make sure that the world is safe when we mow. Our third and final goal is to have fun while we're doing the job, because we don't want to do this job. That's something that is not interesting to us.
So the cost, so we talked about the price of equipment earlier and the gas that would take some. So gas will be most of the money that we spend. Also in the first years, we use a lot of money. Not a lot, we talked to Mr. Fisker about advertising without having to use a lot of money. So that could be a path we decide to go down. And then to maintain our equipment and have enough money to repair them. If we're mowing and something breaks in the lawnmower, we're going to have a little money saved up so we can fix that and keep mowing. Those are the main costs for our business.
That's it. We're done.
Let's go.
is Tanya and this is my business plan for my company. This is the presentation highlight. If we include the executive summary, the company description, the team, the industry outlook, the target market, the competitive analysis, the strengths and weaknesses of my competitor, the business in focus, the future marketing market, the funding and the investment projection. First, we go to the executive summary. The name of my company is Lotus Online Food Service. This is a student startup business that tries to compete in the YESurry competition, which is held by Surry County. The mission statement of the company is to improve the public health through the nutritious and high quality meals. The main product will be the Vietnamese traditional cuisine, and the service is the ready-to-eat delivery, which I will deliver the food directly to your address. The leadership team include me, and with the support of my family and Mandarin High School entrepreneurship class, especially Mr. Will. He is the teacher and the mentor. The financial info, the prior funding round I will receive was $62.5 on March 2021. That is the funding Mandarin High School gave me for the first that I can purchase cooking material and everything need to the business. The company description. The legal structure of the company will be sole proprietorship. I have 100% liability so that I can easily make my own decision with my family, and it's easier to control the funding and money, capital, and everything else. The business state of it is the startup. The product I will sell is spring roll, summer roll, bánh mì, hot pot, some Asian snacks, and milk tea. The service it will provide will be online delivery. The problem is solved. The company provides low price and healthy food for people who eat too much fast food and unhealthy food, as they don't have time to cook or prepare for cooking. Our smart website with all the food and dishes information such as the ingredients, price, as well as some interesting facts to give people a little idea of the meal and knowledge about the culture that the foods come from. The symbol or the filter makes everything easy and saving time for customers. This is the picture of the item I will sell. Most of them are Vietnamese traditional food. It's very yummy and nutritious with high quality bánh mì, spring roll, summer roll, the milk tea, hot pot, and green bus, and everything will be homemade. Me and my family will cook it and sell it. So it's very lean and savvy. The team involved me, Han Nguyen, my family. They help me in the cooking, accounting, in the delivery, and Mr. Wu, he give me a lot of good tips that before I start the business. This is the industry outlook of the food service. The sale at U.S. eating and drinking place will jump up 10.2% in 2021. The food service business will be on a rate $548.3 billion. And according to a forecast released by the National Restaurant Association the pandemic demand of restaurant experience of the customer will jump up as a lot of their demand were retraced in the pandemic. The target market. The target market will be people at all ages who want to save time in cooking or eating. By economic segment, it will be involve the people at all income because the food is not very expensive and the price is low. So I think everyone can afford it. And by location, it will be 100% online. So I think the location will be the whole YESurry County, but especially in Mount Airy because it saves time and I can deliver faster and easier. The competitive analysis. There are 3 direct competitors for my business company: the Kyoto restaurant, the Soho restaurant, and the Thai cafe. Why they are my competitors? Because they serve Asian cuisine and they have some items that I will serve like spring rolls, summer rolls. And in Mariri there are some sushi restaurants, but they are not really my competitor because they serve Japanese food and all they serve is not involved in my company. This is the competitors' strengths and weaknesses. The strength, they have restaurants that serve both dine-in and takeout. They have been established for many years and have a stable number of customers. They serve a variety of Asian dishes from Vietnam, China, and Japan. Their weaknesses, they do not have delivery service. Some of their Asian meals have the wrong taxes, and their prices are quite high, and it takes a lot of time for both dine-in and waiting for takeout. This is the future of my company. You can see it all homemade, so it lean and safe. They have low prices. The root taxes is nutritious and yummy, and it has the delivery service. Marketing markup. My marketing strategy, I give flyers, the free texting, and some advertising on social media, especially Facebook. On the day of YESurry, I will bring some of the food to all of you to try, and you can give me some opinion about it. The funding requirement. I need $235, and I use the firm in the food ingredients and cooking material. It's called $130. Like this is everything I need to make the food and the meal. The packaging like frog, paper cup and boxes is cost about $40, and the marketing is $65. The reason the marketing costs so high because I have to make the food and I give this for free, and every time I give people the free food. I don't make any money from that, so it will be involved in the marketing fee. And this is all I have for my presentation. Thank you all for listening.
Good job, Tan. Yeah, guys.
Thank you.
Tan, great presentation. Don't read the slides. Whenever you wouldn't read the slides, you got my attention back every time. So condense those slides and own the room. You're so confident. Just own it. You know what you're talking about. So on Thursday, that's a little bit of feedback for you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Raymond or Asia? Asia?
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't here when you put your names on the board.
No problem.
So, yeah. My name's Asia Easter, and this is my business plan. So, connecting natural existence with free expression. My company is called Oneness. So the gist, my plan is to become a freelance artist, and I'm starting right now with experimenting with my art and just getting the gist down while I figure things out. And with the help of the Blue Bear Cafe, I will be able to sell to my first customers, which is the students and staff here at the Mount Airy High School. And I'm starting with these 6 pieces on display in the Bear Cafe, and they're all for sale. And selling here would give me the opportunity to see how well my art sells, and it would also help me develop a reputation in my brand. And as I start to branch out, many opportunities for my art will come to me, and I'll also be able to sell and share with the community. Here's an example of the art that I'm interested in. It has surrealism to it, and I plan to experiment with really many different forms of art, and I tend to enjoy messy and crazy art with like tons of colors and like warped reality. And surrealism like this, I feel like with surrealism you can really feel more emotion with it, and that is what I plan to do with my art. And I also enjoy sketchbook tours because I like to see different layouts and colors and themes with art. And I also enjoy some artists on social media that do different challenges and things like that. I will be presenting visual work pieces that showcase landscapes and captivating views of people. My mediums are fluid and so are my themes, and I will be experimenting with color and expression. This is an example of Impressionism, which is another form of art. And these pieces are mainly from Monet. And themes like this were popular during the late 1800s. And it was actually an art movement. And I just enjoy this type of art. It's really pretty. I like the views of nature and all the different colors. And this is an artist on social media that I enjoy, Little Star Nerd. And she kind of has like an impressionism feel to her as well. And I love her bold and bright colors. And she's someone that I look up to when I create art. So this is how I'm going to branch out. I'll be starting on social media platforms like Instagram and Pinterest and TikTok. I have an Instagram art page right now, and I'm still building that up and experimenting with art so I can bring it out into the world. And I also perform in different gatherings on Market Street because they have a lot of shows and conventions there. So the problem that my art is solving is the expression of emotions. So art serves to serve. Like with Oneness, with my company, I would transfer all of my emotions to my customers, like my joy, my sadness, any emotions. Because in today's society, it isn't common for people to express themselves authentically, and emotions tend to be left at home. With my art, I plan to showcase emotions to normalize them and to help people feel like they are seen. People love content they can relate to, and when someone feels sad or has experienced something that has a big impact on their life, they look to things that make them feel understood. For example, like music or movies, which is all art still. So art is a soft power. It influences in subtle ways, but powerful ways. It can be an escape or a hug and reassurance. With art, people get a taste of something human. It is something to connect to. Why do you think people fill their homes with art? It is comfort. It adds color to something dull. I'm starting my business for selling to students and staff, but later I will hopefully be featured in some conventions and get to show off my art in different places. Like for example, on Main Street, I'll be painting parking spaces, contributing to coloring the town. So this is just my team. It's just myself right now. With Oneness, I would share my love of art with the community. My art strives to comfort people and is a reminder of the beauty that is found in the world. I'm still working to develop my style, so I will have a lot of fun making art while I try new things to share with the community. So my products right now are just canvas pieces and pencil drawings and sketches, but soon I will be selling stickers and prints of my work. And these are just the cost for everything. Stickers I would sell for $45. Canvases $35 to $300. Sketches and pencil drawings $15 to $40. And I calculate these prices by the price of the materials and how long it takes me to complete a certain piece. And these 6 pieces all cost $421 together. And they all took me like 80 hours to complete, which is around $5 an hour. But that number will rise, and I'll be making more money soon as I get started, especially when I get my stickers and prints out. Thank you. I want to show you guys some of my art. I'll pass it around, but I'll keep these 2 up here.
In Asia, I've been talking a lot about the future of art and how you're able to get your media out there so much easier now. It used to be fairly hard. You had to get in the studio, or you had to pay to get in a gallery or something. Now you can post for free.
here's like one sketchbook layout that I did. Here's another one. And here's one I plan to make a print of. And here's another sketchbook layout.
Asia, do you have a copy of what you're going to put on the parking place?
No, I don't. I do not.
It is a jellyfish, and these are parking places that the students at Mount Airy High School are going. It's a little art center in Mount Airy that they're trying to develop, and so she's going to be part of this art show. And her jellyfish has got the head of a woman.
I
And
do
the
have a
hair
sketch
of a-
of what I'm
Very
painting
creative.
on the parking space right here. Yeah.
Thanks, Asia. Yeah, Asia is a freshman, right?
Yeah.
So figuring out how to bring our ideas, whatever year we're in school, and grow them and mature them while we're in high school, while we're learning our core classes. You know, the skills that the state says we need to have. We need to be also pursuing our passion and figuring out what that is, so that we can have something to. I think something to combine them with. You know, all these core classes. How does math relate to art? How does it relate to figuring out how to run this business? It's totally doable now. Doing this. Asia and I have talked about not only selling the art to individuals starting out this way, but you could link this with a new product. You know, with something Asia's interested in, all sorts of natural remedies and whatnot. So this type of art, this expression could be a form of branding for a company. So figuring out how to lay out our art into a scalable way. So I think we have one more presentation. I don't know if you all have time.
Yeah, they're fine. I was
Okay.
just checking with them.
So we have one more, and also this is gonna be posted on YouTube, so I'll share the link with you all in case you want to check out the other. We had four presentations before. Yeah, so you can check out everyone else's presentation as well. If you'd like.
We're figuring out how to market all these products in the Blueberry Cafe and set up our own Shopify stores, and we're working on getting that in the curriculum. So, that's the marketing aspect that I told you needs some revamping, some modernizing. We're gonna get it into those formats. No, she's not.
Hi, well, good morning. My name is Remy Emilian, and the company I'm starting is Live Edge Woodworks. And before I start, actually, one second. You have a remote, Will, for the...
I don't, but I can click. I'll click for you.
It's not, I can't even... 1 second, I'm sorry about that.
It clicked, it was just a little delay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't see what my mouth is.
Yeah, it's definitely backwards. I've dealt with this many times. And that's why we have practice run-throughs.
Hold on, so let's restart again. It might not even show up. So yeah, it's like I'm sorry.
Do you need me to correct you?
Okay, that'd be
Yeah. Yeah, guys, on Thursday, I'm working on getting a clicker for you, but I'll be sitting, so Caleb's gonna be recording. I'm gonna be sitting here clicking for you guys, so you can just like give me a, a look, and then I'll know to click for you. All right?
Make sure this works. Cool, we're working now. Okay, sorry about that. So again, my name is Remy Milian. I'm a junior at Monterey High School, and my company I'm trying to start is Live Edge Woodworks. And before I start with the actual in-depth about my actual business, I want to start with the quote. So the quote is by Kobe Bryant, and he was well known for playing basketball, but he was actually a well-known investor as well. And he said, before investing in a business, I ask myself these questions. Do you understand the business? Is it a business you can help in some sort of fashion? Do the entrepreneurs themselves have a culture that you believe is sustainable? Are these leaders people you believe in? And have they created a culture of obsessiveness? That is it. Somebody who invested millions and millions of dollars asked himself very few questions, and that's how he made his choices. So today, before I explain to you how my business works, I'm going to explain to you how I work and a little bit about me. So I come from Puerto Rico, where opportunities like this, computers, schooling, a community that cares for you that's not there. It's more about violence, drugs. The government is closing down schools every day. We don't get opportunities like this. So my parents, they knew the struggles that they had to grow up. They knew that they had to, pay for their education, that they had to walk to school. They had a bad education. They couldn't go to college. They decided to move here so that we could have a chance to actually have a different life. So now to me, it's a lot of pressure, but it's good pressure because I feel that I have the opportunity to make a life for myself. And if I don't take advantage of these opportunities, I feel like I'm disrespecting everybody that put forth their best effort to get me where I am today. So, Live Edge Woodworks. What are our problems? Well, just because furniture has become more affordable, like companies like IKEA and Ashley Furniture, making lots of wide variety, cheap quality, but there's still a market for better quality over the price point. So, problem number one, furniture and wooden products are of poor quality and they do not last. Problem number two, the high quality woodworking shops, for the most part, they're local and you don't really know of them. So what we plan to do, they don't ship nationally. And problem number three is they don't really communicate with the customer. For example, Amazon, you order something and it just tells you shipped. Like you don't even get to know, they're making it or if it's where it's at. It just tells you it's in Texas and then it's at your front doorstep. So, solutions. Solution number one, use higher quality wood and materials to ensure a higher quality product. To compete with the IKEA, compete with those companies, to make sure that we have a better product, a better quality product. Solution number two, offer the quality work a local shop offers, but not just hidden in the corner, but online to where you can order it from your house. And solution number three is actively communicate with the customer and tell them we're making it, we're in the finishing stages, we're applying sealant, we're applying stain, and now we finally shipped it. And now, you can have your tracking device so you can see where your product is at, and now it's at your doorstep. And each of our products is going to include detailed instructions how to assemble the legs. It's going to be very easy to assemble. So that's how we plan to really attack the big companies by offering that local shop feel, not with national shipping. And that's our our mission, to build the highest quality live edge products built for you and sent to your doorstep. So how it began? So really it began in high school. Because when I got to high school, I realized that I don't know how to do anything. Like, what am I gonna do in life? So I took random classes, design classes, woodworking, and eventually I really liked woodworking. So I took that class and I was like, what if I could make this into something more than just a hobby? So I connected with some lumber suppliers here in my area, and actually connected with somebody that's in the little corner of 89, and connected with him and his company, and how they actually have a need of going online. So I can kind of fill that need, buy wood from them, and help them grow as a company as well, business to business. And in 2020, we beginning to start figuring out our product line. What products are we going to offer? How can we get online? How can we get on e-commerce? How can we get on Etsy, for example? And then in 2021, we want to start selling hundreds of products. In 2022, really start having a fixed product line and start selling hundreds of products nationwide. So timing, why, people say, oh, but with coronavirus, how are you going to do with that? It's actually better for us because thanks to COVID, more people have gone online. Now's the time. And, with the health scares and the health issues everywhere, people actually prefer going online shopping than actually going to an actual store. This is the perfect time for us. And reason number 3 is we want to change that trend of offering high quality products at a reasonable price tag. So what's our target market? Well, the majority of people in the house that make the decisions on furniture, majority is going to be women, because they have the final say in what's going to happen in the house. Typically, the men don't really care too much, but the women are the ones that design minds. So they're going to be the ones that are going to purchase most of our products, because, like I said, they're going to be more reasonably priced, but they're going to offer that higher quality, that one-of-a-kind, unique table, cutting board, and so on. Also, we want to work by next year, 2022, with businesses and restaurants, because we see a need for better quality tables, and we see something that we can fill, like maybe epoxy bar tops, right? Or maybe a restaurant's trying to come up with a plan of how seating, and we can help them add a really rustic feel to their whole restaurant. Because when you go into a restaurant, the first thing that you notice is how it looks, how it smells. So if we can take care of that looks part, that's most of the presentation. Because even in music, if you go up there and you're not dressed professionally, people are not going to take you seriously, even if you sound good. So we're going to try to help restaurants and see what art styles and what designs we can come up with to work on business with business, right? So our market size. In the United States, there is $769.1 million spent on woodworking, in the woodworking industry. There's a lot of money being spent. So we think that there's definitely a market for it, and it's actually going up by 4.8% a year. So we believe that since it's a growing market, we can add something definitely to that market. Direct competitors. IKEA, like I mentioned before, they are one of the biggest furniture companies. Ashley Furniture, another big furniture company. And here is also Aaron Gibbons. He does similar work to what I'm trying to establish in Winston. But he's a competitor, but I want to work with him because he has skills that I don't have. So although they are competition, it's not about competing. It's about what do you have that I don't have, what do I have that you don't have, and see how we can grow. Because typically, back in older days, it's all about competing, and right now it's more about getting my information out there and how we can work together, more of the community environment type. So that's what we're trying to establish there. And our indirect competitors, Chicago Maker Studio and Riverside Benches, they are companies on Etsy that have thousands of sales using really easy to make products. Benches, tables, coffee tables, similar things to what I'm doing, they have thousands of sales. So I'm thinking, how can I one-up them? Because I'm offering the same products. I'm offering on the same platform. How can I one-up them? And indirect competition is Touch of Mayberry. It's a furniture store here in downtown where they have custom-made tables and farmhouse-style furniture locally. So I also want to attack the local market and really see where can I fit in, where can I help, where can I fit the bridges here. So competitive advantages. Advantage 1, every product will be fully customizable. From the dimensions, color, leg, staining, if you want it matte, gloss, semi-gloss, all that will be decided by the customer. Of course, we're going to have some standard sizes. Like let's say a dining table, your standard size is your 8-foot dining table, your 6-foot. But let's say that you want a 12 foot for a conference meeting. We can make that. So we're gonna have an option for you to put in the specific dimension, stain, color, legs, everything, so you can decide what you want. And then I'll reply to you within a day of the price point and your expected arrival. And advantage number 2. Well, that's what we just went over. And advantage number 3, we're not just an online business. We're gonna be messing with the community as well. We want to attend festivals, like the Autumn Leaves Festival. And I actually went up to Gatlinburg and they had a festival there. And there was a lot of people selling their own rustic lamps and woodworking things, and they were getting lots of sales and lots of communication with the community. And that's what I want to do. I want to give back to the community that helped me. So I want to help the community by working together and seeing, what I can help with. And advantage number 4 is free shipping at national levels. The other Etsy companies, you have to pay for your shipping depending on the size. So the price that I already gave you is a set price, plus tax. So you don't have to worry about shipping. It makes it look better on my sales. So competitor approach. There's a lot of companies, especially on Etsy, that make very similar products to us. So how are we going to one-up them? Well, we can offer better quality. And one thing that they don't offer is, like I said, customization. They already have preset sizes. If you want a dining table, it's 8 foot or 6 foot. I want to offer an option to where you can choose what you would like. Because every house is different, and every dining room layout is different. So you might want a set size or a set color, depending on what you have. So I want to offer more customizability, like a local shop would. Approach number 2, we want to actively communicate with our customers. We don't want it to just say it's shipped. We want to make sure that you feel involved with the process, because you're designing it, we're building it. So we want to make sure that you feel that you're building the table with us, right? It's a team effort here. And approach number 3 is online is not our only home. We want to develop strong business to business, and with local companies here in my area, because that's where I've been raised, and this is how can I give back to that community? That's our approach. So business or revenue models. So number 1, the majority of our sales is going to be online. The majority is going to be on Etsy and e-commerce. So because people can easily order a product from their home, that's where the majority of sales are going to be. But play plan number 2 is this is what I like to do. I like to really work with somebody on layouts and plans and see what we can do with businesses and restaurants, and with bar tops, wall art, charcuterie boards, maybe a restaurant that needs serving boards for your cut of steak, some fancier options. And our pay plan number 3 is community projects and festivals. We think festivals will be a big hit, because a lot of festivals, especially in this more country area, they love that rustic feel. And actually, on my actual presentation, you'll be sitting at one of my dining tables, and I'll have my cutting boards, coat racks, and all my products there. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll have it there for you. I just couldn't bring it today. So product line. So what am I going to be offering? First thing we're going to be offering is charcuterie boards. Right now, they are growing in popularity. And we're going to make them from grade A lumber in the Carolinas, like cedar, walnut, cherry, and teak. Teak is the most popular right now. So all wood is kiln dried to 6 to 8%, what does that mean? It means that only 6 to 8% of that wood has moisture. That means that 92 to 94% can absorb whatever sealers and appliances I want to use. So that means that it's very sealed to handle your cooking, your meats, tomatoes, anything. So that's what's important about that. And for cutting boards, all sizes will be custom. We're going to offer where you can choose the size that you want. So you can see, I want this, okay, it's like 24, and then you put it on there, and we'll get back to you within the day for the price. Live edge coffee tables. So they're also made from bay lumber from the Carolinas. Most of our wood is actually from the Carolinas, here locally. So our most popular ones is Japanese holly, but we also have cedar, walnut, and cherry. The legs are made of steel, powder-coated matte black, and they're made to withstand 750 pounds. So the wood, it doesn't even reach 100 pounds. So it can definitely hold up to the wear and tear of your daily life. And again, the wood is kiln dried to 6 to 8%, and then it's sealed. So that means when it's sealed, it just seals the wood, and then we apply the gloss. So it's a 2-step finishing process to make sure that it looks good, but it also feels good as well. And the price of that will start at $225 for a table like that. And it depends. Maybe you want it smaller, so it could be less. but it could be a little bit more if you want a really nice big one. And for my presentation, I'm going to be bringing a custom one that I made for a client out of pecan. And that's a really big one. That's going to be like more to the $500 range. Live edge dining tables. You'll be sitting at one, so you'll be able to see more what it is. It's made of hickory, cedar, walnut, cherry, oak, maple, and Japanese holly. The legs are made of steel, again powder coated, and they're welded to withstand the same amount, 750 pounds. The wood is kiln dried 6 to 8%, and like I said, a two-step sealer and lacquer combination is applied to it. Now, we're also going to offer other finishing options. Let's say that you want like the epoxy river options. That's going to be a more premium finishing option, but we can also do that as well. And so 6 feet dining tables start at $6.99, and 8 feet dining tables start at $8.99. And you might think this is actually kind of expensive. It is, but 8 feet dining tables on the market are going for double our price at $1,500. So we're really lowering the cost down because we don't have a lot of materials, right? Like for example, in an 8-foot dining table, we have about $300 to $350 in materials, and we can get it out in a day. So there's a lot of profit, and we see there's no need to upcharge so much at these companies. We can keep it under $1,000 and still make profit and still compete with these other companies that are upcharging so much for their products. Live edge coat racks. We're also going to offer live edge coat racks. So when you walk in your home, you can have something nice and rustic to put your coats on, your hats on. And again, the same pieces of wood. And actually forgot, these don't have legs. But we're all going to offer one that can be standing to where it will have legs, like the ones you see in hair salons and stuff. You can put your jackets on. And that's going to be for the coat racks. The hooks will be made to withstand 75 pounds. So no coat or hat should weigh more than 75 pounds. And if it does, then it's not under warranty. And live edge wall shelves as well. A lot of people in bathrooms or even in their own kitchens, they like that floating design to where all your cups are visible, all your plates are visible. So we're also going to offer that. And we're going to start with cedar, walnut, and cherry. But if you want a different species, we can get it too. I mean, these are just the products that we're going to really advertise because they're the 3 species of wood that are most popular in the market. And the standard size will be like 30 inches long by 6 inches wide by 2 inches thick. But like I said again, we're going to allow for you guys to choose what you would like. This is just a size that's very popular, so you can get sales in. So more in-depth financials, more of what's to come for the 2021 and 2025. This right here is our annual balance sheet. It goes through our assets and our liabilities. And this is what we think we get in 5 years. And it looks like a lot there. But what the good number is, we have very little liabilities. I'm already set up with a shop. I already have the stuff that I need, to kind of start. There's some stuff that I need, but I'm not at much cost in liability. I don't really have debt. So what's good about my business is that I'm not asking for, I need $50,000. No, I can start right now today. I'm just asking for a little jump in money so I can buy wood and start establishing this product line that I have. So I can sell that and flip it and then in turn really start progressing. My income statement. So this goes over my revenues and gross profit and my net income. We think that in 5 years we can make $306,000 at a 40% profit margin. And here's my cash flow. And again, we're looking at almost $1 million in 5 years. And people are going to say, you're being realistic. How can a 17-year-old kid get a company like that? And what I usually say is, for example, let's say Elon Musk, a very successful person that, Tesla and SpaceX, one of the biggest companies in today. When he was pitching a 10-year plan in 6 months. And they look at him, are you crazy? He's like, maybe I won't get there, but I'll be a lot farther down the line than somebody who accepted that your 10-year plan's gonna take 10 years. So I'm pushing what I think I can get to, and even if I fall short, I don't have much debt. I'm still over my debt. My debt in the other page was $23,000 at the end of the 5 years. So as long as I can get over $23,000 in 5 years, I'm a profitable company. And my goal is not to be rich. My goal is to work little, make a good amount of money, support a family, and just constantly be, happy. I'm not looking for the rich and royalty, for to say. My multiple revenue streams. So far, I have 5 products in my product line. I'm going to be adding more, but I want to start with something simple. 5. Coat racks, charcuterie boards, floating shelves, dining tables, coffee tables. Our profit and margin for all of this is about 70% average. And we think we can make 400 coat racks, 350 charcuterie boards, 400 wall shelves, 250 coffee tables, and 24 dining tables in a year. And there's 365 days. That's about roughly, a bit over 1,000 products. That means we got to get out 3 in a day. We think we can definitely get 3 in a day. And at first, I'll start by myself to really test my products. And then once I see that the demand is reaching more than I can handle, I already have a list of potential people that can help me in a 2-man shop. So 2 people, we can get this done. I want to keep my costs low and just keep a good amount of, revenue in. And that's it. So you can contact me at my phone number or my email for any further questions. If you have any questions about my products or anything in general about our presentation before I... Yes, ma'am.
What is your turnaround time from placing the order to actually delivery?
Right. So typically, well, it depends on the product. If it's a dining table, you're looking at 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
But if it's a coat rack, you're looking at 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
So typically, everything except the dining table is 1 to 2 weeks. Coffee tables, coat racks, is going to be 1 to 2 weeks out. Like in 2 weeks at most, you'll have it at your doorstep.
Okay.
If it's a dining table, you're looking at more to the 2 to 4 weeks range, to where it could take a month because it's a lot to cover.
Okay.
But that's that turnaround time. A very good question. Thank you. I'll definitely include it in my presentation. Any other questions? Ms. Long?
I have 2 questions.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
1, tell them where you work, where your office is.
Well, right now, we actually just put in a building a week ago at my house.
Okay.
So-
But where were you before that?
So before that, I'm actually with my lumber supplier, and they're off 89. They have a kiln there. They get the wood there. They have a pretty nice, decent shop. Since I guess he liked me and what I was doing, he gave me a little corner of the shop and told me I could work there. So that's where I was working, and that's where I was really producing there. But now since my parents saw it, I'm sorry.
Did you have to pay overhead when you were there with your?
As in, did I have to pay them for?
Yes.
No.
For the space.
So all I had to do really was, I would work on my projects, and then since I had more skills in finishing than they did, then I would help them finishing their tables.
Oh.
So I would just do my stuff, and then they would have a table, and I would help them put the stain on it, put the clear on it. So that was kind of like a little bargain.
Yes.
And
ma'am.
last year, when we had our entrepreneur contest before it was canceled, what was it that you wanted to do? It wasn't this.
Yeah, so last year, it's funny how your interest changed. Last year, I was actually doing a mobile recording studio. I was going to do one where it would be, instead of you going to the studio, I come to you. And that's what because I love music. But I saw more of a need for this. I saw where I could be more profitable with this. So I'm still going to keep music as a hobby. I still, maybe some weekends, maybe at some local events I might play. But I saw that this could be more profitable because I can sell products. It's hard to sell studio time. But that's why I kind of changed over to something that I think is more reasonable, something that I think is more profitable. Any questions, any comments, anything? Definitely help for Thursday.
Good job.
All right, with that being said, thank you.
So it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Taking a project from ideation through